Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have Malekith from the Thor box set, which was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2017 figure. Their Marvel Legends box set of the year basically was a Thor pack, which featured several Thor figures. The one that I wanted by far the most was Malekith, and I did purchase him on eBay. So at the moment you won't see any more reviews from me from that box set. You know, like Boar and Urkel, the other like villain from the set, I am kind of like interested in those two figures. However, I don't have any specific plans to buy them at the moment, but Malekith I needed to have. Malekith was actually on a fan poll like a year or two ago, and I wanted him to win the most, and I believe he came in last place, so there definitely wasn't much interest in this figure based on that poll, so I am extremely excited to see that Hasbro, that didn't stop them, and they still managed to make this figure, so I am very pleased, I must say. So let's go over the actual figure here. I will say that this is a tremendous figure. I like this. I was excited to get this figure, and getting it, I liked it even more than I thought. I don't know, I wasn't expecting it to be this good, so let's get into it here. Going over this face sculpt, I absolutely love the face. I think that it's really solid. This is something that the pictures I really haven't seen represent properly. The face sculpt is excellent though, as far as his really menacing evil grin. I think he looks great. He's got a big smile going on. I love the fact that his eyes don't have pupils. They're just white, surrounded by a black outline, which I think looks great. And obviously his face is split into two different colors, which is, you know, very iconic for this Malekith character. Here's some better lighting on that face. But oh yeah, overall looking really great. You can see one of his like elf ears sticking out from that side. I do like the fact that they kind of brush his hair over the ear that side, and then they didn't do it on this side. It's pretty perfect. The hair is very nice. It's much larger than I was expecting. Just from the pictures, it looked too small, and that was something that just kind of disappointed me. So I do like the fact of how large it is, how much hair there is, and the sculpting work in it is very nice. It's white, and then they did kind of brush a gray into it to kind of make some of the detail pop there, which is very nice. He does have this collar piece which has been put on. This entire section is connected, and then it has little pieces that come to the side that connect to the shoulder pad, so this is all one piece, which is very cool. Because of his long hair, when you do move his head, it kind of tends to move the entire section, so you kind of just have to move his head and then kind of get this section back into place. So that is something just to be aware of. Love the paint on this. The paint is very crisp, very sharp. He's got a black on this side, obviously, with red details, and a silver star section. Then he has red on this side with black details and a black star section. Really love the color scheme on Malekith. It's just his overall general design I've always been quite a fan of from the comics ever since, you know, the Dark World really brought my attention to this figure, because obviously if you don't know who Malekith is, he was the villain on Thor the Dark World, you know, the same character that they used in the MCU. His skirt section, I believe, is completely unique. This might be reused on the Sif figure that just came out in a box set. I'm not 100% sure on that, though, but the skirt section is really nice. It is kind of just sitting on there alone. I don't think, yeah, it's not actually like glued on, but I think that it looks great. The design of it is very nice, and it's, you know, cut throughout, so it has the really cool kind of skirt section type of look, but it doesn't hinder articulation, you know. It's all softer plastic, so you can hinge his legs up without any issue. And again, the color scheme does continue down onto his legs. Really love that color scheme. And then his hands are blue. I love the idea of the expression on this hand, you know. I do really like very expressive hands. However, the fingers are just really bent on mine, which is very disappointing, so it just looks really odd. I tried to use some hot water to get them back into a more, you know, to have them in a nice order, but unfortunately it doesn't really work. You know, it didn't work for me at least, so unfortunately I couldn't really do anything with that. The hands blue, but unfortunately it does have some silver that's been kind of you know, been kind of touched onto this hand. I guess it was packaged too early after it was painted or something, and the silver from the collar just kind of, you know, attach itself to the arm, unfortunately, which is a shame. That's really not an issue on this side, though, which is nice, and this side is meant to hold his weapon. His weapon is very cool. I definitely love it. It's got a gold handle, and then the silver on the actual weapon itself is very nice. I like the coloring a lot. It matches the silver of his costume too as well, and I love the design of this. It's so cool. It's like a sword, like hook, and it has like serrated Sorry about that, my camera actually ran out of space, but like I was saying, it has a serrated edge, but it's not quite like sharp serrated. It's serrated in like a square formation, which I just think is such a neat design. And one thing that I absolutely love that I wasn't expecting is I thought that this would be a softer plastic like most Marvel Legends accessories, and luckily it is not. It's a pretty hard plastic, and therefore it's completely straight. It's not bent out in the slightest, which is wonderful. Makes it very fun to pose, and just the design alone is very, fun to have it pose. So overall, really loving this Malekith figure. Going over his articulation is pretty standard Marvel Legends, like I showed with the head. Because of the long hair, it does get in the way a bit. You can have him look up and down, though, and his hair obviously will just go up. You can have him look up a bit, and his hair will kind of get out of the way, but it doesn't look up a complete amount, and side to side is a little hindered just based on the hair and the shoulder pads, but it still works very nicely. Ball hinge shoulder, which is very standard with a bicep swivel, double hinge elbows, which work perfect, and then hinge swiveling wrist, of course. He has an ab crunch, which can go forward this far, can go back that far, so very nice, kind of standard range there. Swivel at the waist. He's got a ball jointed hip, which can go out this far, can go to the side pretty far as well. Swivel at the thigh, double hinge knees, swivel at the calf section, which is very nice, comes definitely in handy, and then hinge swivel or hinge pivoting ankles. So overall, his articulation is very Marvel Legends standard. There's really nothing unique about it, but that standard is quite good for Marvel Legends, so nothing to complain about there. Doing a bit of a comparison here. Here he is with a character that I kind of think he fits with. I don't know. He doesn't really work with Loki, I don't believe, in the comics very much, but I think that the two of them just kind of look cool together as Thor villains, and I think that this version of Loki actually looks kind of really interesting with Malekith, so I do like that. And then another figure that's basically a repaint of the one that he comes packaged with, the Jane Foster Thor. Obviously, she's in that exclusive set, and then she was also released in the Thor Ragnarok wave. Same thing with this version of Thor as well. So the two of them, the three of these guys are somewhat the exclusive figures. Obviously, the two on the sides, though, are the regular release versions of those exclusives. So from that pack, they've basically repainted and slightly tweaked one that they've released, and then there's three figures that they haven't released yet. So who knows? Maybe eventually they'll release Malekith in a normal series. I don't think so, though. I think that if they were to not release one of them, it would be Malekith. He's kind of an odder character, and I don't see him, fitting super well in a regular assortment just based on his character. It's not necessary, but like the Jane Foster Thor, that obviously very much makes sense. Overall, though, again, I absolutely adore this figure. I am surprised how much I like it. I was expecting to enjoy it because of the character, and I ended up enjoying it because of the character and the figure itself. Really love the figure's design, and I'm having a ton of fun posing this guy, and he's so visually pleasing. I absolutely love looking at this figure. Might be one of the best Marvel Legends I've purchased this year. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up on my top Marvel Legends figures countdown when I do it at the end of the year. So there you go. That's my video review of this Marvel Legends from the Thor box set, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive 2017 Malekith figure. Let me know what you guys think of this figure, and thanks so much for watching.